think I picked the wrong job starting out. I started off with a black mage and it wasn't necessarily bad. I don't know, I got bored of the turret life, I guess you could say. I did, however, really enjoy the giant explosions, the huge, spell animations. If there's one thing that Final Fantasy XIV has definitely done right, it is the spell animations. They're huge, they're beautiful, they have great sound effects that come along with them. There is no better feeling than casting a whole bunch of fire forwards just in succession and just hearing that noise that it creates as you're casting the spell, then finished with a giant explosion right over the monster. It's tons and tons of fun. However, the turret life is kind of a hard life, am I right? It was a ton of fun, and I by no way, shape, or means, is that even a right term? I don't know, but plan on not playing my black mage anymore. I definitely want to finish it, get it up to level 80, and then even do some raids with it. So when a ranged DPS is needed, you better believe I'll be playing on that black mage. However, for the time being, and I will end up finishing the MSQ with a warrior. So far, I have made it up to level 30, which is right where the warrior starts and the marauder ends, and I gotta say I've had a ton of fun with it. So far, getting into the dungeons, instantly saying hello, and then asking W2W ? Which, if you don't know, that means wall to wall. Basically what that means is you're just going to run through, pull all the monsters, tag each one of them, whether that be with an overpower, a slap, or a tomahawk, and then you're just going to take it all the way to the next portion of the dungeon where it's cut off. Now, I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I can do that every single time. A lot of times I actually have to stop about midway or 3/4 of the way and go ahead and hit my defensive and just start taking them on right there. I do like to watch my life and make sure that I don't get too far away from the healer, and always make sure that they're okay with it and they understand that's exactly what's about to happen. Because there's nothing worse than a healer and DPS that doesn't want to do wall to wall, and then the tank just runs off and just pulls a bunch of monsters and then dies and blames it on everybody else. Which, honestly, in Final Fantasy XIV, that really hasn't happened. It seems like the community here is all very respectful and welcoming and, up to challenges, but at the same time respectful of people if they're just wanting to be kind of chill and just, do the dungeon at a normal pace. With all that being said though, a warrior has been a ton of fun for me. I, enjoyed the black mage. One thing though is, when the monsters do their ability and you gotta get out of the way of the AoE or whatever, it's kind of disheartening when you're about halfway through a fire 4 and then you gotta move out of the way real quick. With a warrior, I can just simply sidestep over and I'm still, bashing into my rotation, whether it be single target or just spamming overpower while I'm pulling and getting a whole bunch of monsters. I've really enjoyed it. Something that's really cool is I've enjoyed the Storm's Path ability, I think it is, which is the third ability, where it gives you a very small heal. It's not a super big heal, but it is definitely a good enough heal that, if I feel like the healer needs a little bit of help, I can go ahead and start hitting that and I'll gain, a small amount of hit points to kind of help out with the healing as a larger pool ensues. Also, overpower is just a lot of fun. Seeing all the, AoE damage points just go all over the screen, and then you hear on each one of them a different slap as the overpower just hits each and every single target in front of you. I've always enjoyed tanking in other MMORPGs, and I've definitely enjoyed the warrior type class / job, as it's called here on Final Fantasy, and the, being right in there, in the fray, smacking at the monsters with this big giant axe. As far as the axe goes, I do wish that there was different weapons rather than just an axe. I wish there was a big, great warhammer, or a great big sword, which I know that a Dark Knight can have a great big sword, but at least the axes are really cool. I've seen some really awesome glamours for the high level warriors. Right now, I'm kind of wearing this, what looks to be like a British jockey, fluffy, pillow jacket. It's checkered and it looks ridiculous, but I'm hopeful, and I've seen some other really cool glamours that I'm looking forward to, copying or coming up with my own rendition of. One thing is for certain though, a lot of times I will be wearing this tunic right here in game, as I do have one that looks very similar, and it's fit on my black mage to fit this exact tunic that I wear in all these videos. Looking forward to that. Definitely want to get into rating at the end level in game of this. Rating has always been something that's drawn me to this game, as the boss fights are tons and tons of fun, and the music and the soundtrack for all the raid fights just really gets me pumped up. I don't know what it is. I swear if I ever get back into the gym, you'll probably hear me listening to some of the different Final Fantasy soundtracks on a regular basis while I'm working out. And I know I'm not the only person that's done that. It is just too good of soundtracks, and some of them just really get you amped up. In the future, I also do plan on doing some warrior guides as I learn more and more about the job, as well as, going back to the Black Mage and doing more guides on those, as the Black Mage was fun. I just needed to move around a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that one of the beauties of Final Fantasy XIV is that ability of being able to switch jobs on the fly. I'm not going to lose my place in the MSQ and have to start back over. I can just simply level up this warrior, get used to it, and then jump right back in. Right now, I'm at the level 63, 64 mark of the MSQ for Stormblood, and it's going pretty well. I've always enjoyed that samurai and the Asian architecture and stuff like that. So far, for me, Stormblood has been a blast. I did like the story for Heavensward, as it was very captivating and emotional, but I feel like there's more emotional things that are coming up in the story, and I really can't wait to get back into it. But for the time being, I needed to take a little break and do a different job. That being said, I look forward to tanking more, getting the Fell Cleave, which is going to be really exciting. I've seen tons and different memes and just everybody going on about Warrior's Fell Cleave and how powerful it actually is. So that should be really exciting. And there we are, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on about my experience for the first 30 levels of Marauder/Warrior and my previous experience with Black Mage and all that cool stuff, and just really getting my thoughts out there, I guess you could say. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like button, as it does help with the YouTube algorithm, and then also hit that subscribe button, as I do post weekly Final Fantasy XIV content, and just overall enjoy editing and creating videos just as a whole. So guys, thank you to the Patreons, thank you to the subscribers, thank you to the channel members, thank you to everybody, blah blah, thank you. Guys, I will see you guys next week. Bone Star Gaming out.